Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ron, and today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how I edit my photos in Lightroom Classic CC. For anyone new to Lightroom, it's worth mentioning that there's actually two versions available. There's a Lightroom CC and a Lightroom Classic CC, which I'll be showing you today. Lightroom CC is newer, but the Lightroom Classic CC has things that regular CC does not have. Hope that's clear. Lightroom CC is great for 90% of your editing, but for that other 10%, the Classic CC version is still king for the professionals. Yes, I know it's a little confusing. I'm right there with you. Okay, now that's out of the way, let's jump into how I'm editing some of my fall or autumn photos taken with the Mavic Air within Lightroom Classic CC. So here's a photo that we'll be working on today. It's a nice fall photo, but I really want to make those fall colors pop, those reds, oranges, and yellows. So I'll start off in my basic settings here on the far right. I'll adjust my exposure a bit, then my contrast. All of this is to your liking. Think of the photo as your canvas and you're the artist. It's yours to do with whatever you want. So there's not necessarily a right or wrong, it's just what you like. I'll bring up the contrast a bit, play around with the dehaze and the vibrance and the saturation until it's more to my liking. Okay, now that the basics are out of the way, I really want that fall or autumn look in this photo, so this is the important part. So on the far right side, scroll down to the HSL/color panel and make sure you're under HSL. Here's where you can really adjust those fall colors. You want to be under the hue setting. Pull your yellow and the green over to the left to your liking. The more yellows and greens in your image, the more impact this will have in your image. That's it. Just play around with it a bit until you get the feel for it. So that's one method to adjust for those fall or autumn colors. Now, again, if you're using Adobe Lightroom Classic CC, the process, there's another process that's very similar to the first, but this is actually the preferred method that I like, but try both. So in the second method, instead of playing with the HSL panel, you can do something just as dramatic with the calibration panel. This panel doesn't exist in the Lightroom CC version. It's only in the Classic CC version. So again, if you're in Lightroom Classic CC, you'll want to adjust the hue of your red, green, and blue until you get the color you want. Don't overdo it, but this panel will make a huge difference in your fall photos and bring out those autumn colors. I tried to keep this video short and to the point, as Lightroom has a ton of features that you could do hours of video on, but my hope here is that I might inspire some of you to give Lightroom a try and do more with your photos. In my previous video, I spoke about shooting RAW file formats, and I'll put a link up here. If you didn't see that video, please check it out. And it goes hand in hand with this video. So if you didn't see the previous one, again, you might want to check out the previous video I did on RAW files. I'm also curious how many of you have tried Lightroom Classic or Lightroom CC. Or if you're not using Lightroom, I'd love to hear what software you are using to edit your photos. I'm sure some of you are using Photoshop, but let me know in the comments below. Also, I'll leave a link below to where you can find the Lightroom software if you're interested in trying it. I know they do a 7-day free trial, and after that, you can get it for $9.99 a month. Also, if you're a teacher or a student, I know that they offer an additional discount as well. If you're new to the channel, I hope you'll think about subscribing, and if you're an active subscriber, I do thank you. Please be sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it or found it helpful. Your feedback's always appreciated. And finally, don't forget to check out my Instagram as well. I've got a ton of recent photos on there, and I've been really making an effort to get that fall vibe going on my profile. On a final note, I recently picked up the Canon 60D with a really nice portrait lens. If you have any interest in me doing a video on this particular camera or the lens, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, happy flying.